Grand Rising, my little cherubs, hope this finds you well. Welcome to my channel, Red Fire Flags. I'm going to be doing a collective read for January. I'm going to be looking into your love, your work and career, and also your finances. Alright, but before I jump in, I just want to do a bit of housekeeping. Alright, so first of all, again, thank you for clicking on this reading. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. I am not monetized here, so if you do want to leave a donation for the channel, which does go towards buying new decks of cards and stuff like that, then by all means look in the description box below and you'll find the details there to do that. And what else have I got to say? Also, thank you for the donations. I really truly appreciate it. It keeps everything ticking over. I don't upload that much. I am not that consistent, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm recovering from brain surgery, so I'm even worse than I was before. And so, yeah, but either way, I've always got a decent message, so please consider subscribing. I know I haven't sold the channel very well. Please subscribe though, consider becoming part of the family. And I promise as time goes on, things will get better. Alright, so I will jump into the collective read for January, and I'll see you on the other side. Grand Rising, my little cherub. So this is the collective reading for January. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to do a love portion, work and career portion, and money and finances, but I'm going to timestamp it as well. So if you want to jump ahead, go ahead. If you want to listen to the whole reading, which I advise that you do, then listen to the whole reading. But I've got downloads for each of those sections, and what I'll do is I'll read the love one first, then I'll pull some cards. I'll obviously show you the cards that come out, and then we'll go from there, and I'll do exactly the same for work, finance and all that, right? So first of all, the download that I got for love, I wrote it down, so I'm going to read that for you. It says here, some of you who are in connections are tired of consistently sacrificing yourself or your dreams for your person, friends or family members. It could be you sacrificing what you want to do for the day, any of it, any of those little things, big things, whatever it is. It's going to be different for all of you because this is a collective reading. And you're also at the point of cutting ties with whomever. You're starting to see things differently. You're realizing you're the only one that's watering dead plants. You're changing your perspective, therefore rewriting the narrative. You are now watering, nourishing and taking care of yourself so that you can take care of those who truly appreciate your type of love. You are also and are also able to return that in equal measure. Alright, a few of you who are still sort of making decisions about this connection or this job or this place or whatever. It's probably not a job because I'm going to be doing job and finances, but you get the drift. Whatever the decisions are, whether it's family, friends, partner, where it comes to you stepping away from that person or stepping away from that thing or whatever, it's kind of like you're in a state of suspended animation where you're knowing that you need to kind of make changes, but you're reluctant to do so. And I feel like it's because a lot of you don't have the necessary proof or the necessary whatever it is in order for you to move forward with a decision. All right. You're also reluctant to release that which no longer serves your highest purpose. Over the next few weeks, Spirit is bringing in the insight required in order for you to accept things as they are and to do something to change it. Spirit wants you to breathe and go within before making any crucial decisions, and also to let go of the old to make space for the new. I also heard clearly 555. Big happy changes. I feel like a lot of you may view tower moments or what may seem to be destructive moments as horrendous, horrific, something to avoid at all costs. But Spirit wants to remind you that when they bring in tower moments for you, it's for your greatest good. Sometimes we, take a connection, for instance, because this is the love part of the reading, so I'm going to go with the connection side of things. You could be in a connection with somebody, and that connection's fine. It's meh. You're not happy, you're not unhappy. You're kind of just going along with it. And this doesn't challenge you in any way. This doesn't challenge your beliefs, your feelings, your thoughts, your behavior patterns, any of those things. And so this doesn't really do anything for you. Sometimes we're in these relationships, or not even sometimes, it's pretty much all the time, we're in these connections so that we can be learning things, so that we can be growing. And if there's no movement and it's stagnant, then sometimes, spirit will shake things up. So in comes a tower moment in order to level everything to the ground. Whatever's still standing is still standing, and what's not is for the wind. So I feel like changing your perspective on what a tower moment is, or what sort of gets leveled to the ground or pulled away from you, and stuff like that. I feel like it's not a question of it being pulled away from you because you can't have anything. It's things being pulled away from you because you deserve more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know. For those of you who are reluctant to make that decision, or reluctant to look at things as they are and then analyze it and take the correct steps. All right. So I'm going to jump into the reading part of this now. I'm going to grab some. I wonder if I should do tarot or oracle today. I think I'll grab an oracle. Bear with me. I should have done this before, but I wasn't encouraged to pick an oracle deck, but I am now, so we'll grab you. Right, Spirit, what do they need to know? What does the collective need to know for January in regard to their love life? What messages have you got about any connections they may be having? Right, so we've got ghosted, disappearing. We've also got gambling and taking a chance. I feel like for a few of you that are in a connection and you're reluctant to make a decision on stepping away or moving forward, I feel like this person, they kind of blow hot and cold. They're in and out. I'm also drawn to the face paint on this card. I think it's lovely. But this is, it's like Day of the Dead makeup. But at the same time, what this gives me, or the message I'm taking from this, is 1 foot in spirit, or 1 foot in another world, and 1 foot in the real world. So when it's like that, you're not really 100% anywhere. But it's not like this person's in that because they're balanced in the spirit and balanced in the 3D. I feel like this person does blow hot and cold, disappear a little bit, make excuses. And even if they live in the same house as you, I feel like they go quiet, or I feel like you feel neglected. I feel like you're feeling like you're not being heard as well. We've got gambling and taking a chance. For a few of you that are in a connection that you're looking at and thinking, this ain't for you anymore. I feel like a lot of you are a little bit scared of taking that leap of faith and going into the unknown. But I've also got the energy of your person gambling and risking this connection. And some of you are in a bit of a hangman situation because you're thinking, should you move forward, leave this behind, because this person's gambled the trust and things won't be the same. I'm also drawn to if you can see, we've got the 9 of clubs there as well. And this year, 2025, is it breaks down to a number 9. A number 9 in numerology, it's like humanity and caring, but it's also cycles ending. And sometimes when cycles come to a close, that's probably why I was hearing 555 during the meditation and the download, was because change can be destructive. And tower moments and stuff like that, it can feel like the end of the world, but it's not. It's one door closes, another door opens. And so we're in the energy of a number 9 year. Also, happy beginning of the calendar. I don't celebrate this as New Year, so I don't normally say Happy New Year and stuff like that, but I can respect the fact that we've got the start to a calendar, or a new start to a calendar, and that breaks down to a 9, and I like numbers. So what may feel like destruction to you is actually rebirth. And sometimes it can be a messy process. Sometimes it can all feel like the whole world is ending. And I feel like for a few of you who are neglecting to let go of a situation or let go of a person, I feel like there is other people involved in this situation here as well. I'm drawn to the two queens that we've got in this card as well. So it's, I mean, let me show you properly so you can see. I might have shown that a bit too quickly. So we've got a queen here and one down there. So I do feel like there is more than one person around this situation. We've also got the 8, and it's quite small. We've got the 8 of spades down there as well, and we've just left the year of karma, which is an 8. I feel like the person that, you know, and these are 2 masks as well. One's a makeup mask and one is a mask that is just a mask. We've got you not speaking up and saying how you feel about the situation, and therefore your feelings, you don't feel like your feelings have been acknowledged, but you're not speaking up as much, because realistically, if you are saying, listen, this I can't be dealing with this anymore, this ain't for me, and that person isn't doing anything to change it, then you've got your answer. And I feel like for the majority of this situation here, if you've spoken out, it hasn't been acknowledged in any way, shape or form, or they haven't made the correct changes, or for a very small amount of you haven't actually spoken up about how you feel about certain things. But at the same time, I feel like you also know that whether you speak up or not, nothing's really going to change. I feel like this situation was supposed to teach you about loving yourself and putting yourself first. Right, we've got relationship and connecting. And we've got peace. So for those of you who have made that decision to see things from a different perspective, to move forward, to choose yourself, to realise that this connection no longer serves your highest purpose, for those of you who have actually realised that and have changed the way that you're seeing things and analysed everything for what it is, you've accepted it for what it is, you're actually turning your light or your sight, that's what I was hearing, I mistook it, sorry, your sight back onto yourself. I feel like you're reconnecting with yourself, and that's also putting you in the prime position for a connection if that's what you are looking for. And I do feel like you're looking at anywhere between sort of summer and autumn for that to happen. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a gap between now and when this connection comes up for you. But I feel like you're also, you know, at a sense of peace. Look at this person there by themselves. This person's completely happy with the way things are. In fact, I feel like this person feels relieved that they've left this connection behind, or they've left this situation behind. Whether it's your family or your friends or your partners that have been behaving in this way, that you've been sacrificing yourself for, or, you know, making yourself available for these people when you need somebody to be available for you, they're just not there. I feel like you're finding yourself and you're actually starting to be there for yourself. So if you're in your own corner, you haven't got to worry about who's in your corner, have you? Because you're already there. I'm looking at this card, it says relationship, connecting, but I keep seeing reconciliation, reconnecting. So this could be a reconciliation with yourselves. For those of you who are not looking to jump back into a connection, this could be a reconciliation with yourselves and a reconnection with your higher self, coming into union with you. But for some of you who are looking for a connection again, that is a connection for you. And I do feel like this could be a reconnection. I feel like this is something from maybe your early 20s, maybe late teens, So I'm hearing 25, so it could be 25 years ago, it could be when you were 25. But this is someone that you know, someone you haven't seen. So you may have had a connection with somebody. It might have been short-lived, I'm feeling. I'm feeling season. So it may have only just lasted 3 months. I think there's only about 3 or 4 months in a season, or 3 months in a season. So it may have been about 3 weeks. 3 months. Or 3 weeks. But 3 months. And I feel like this is a connection that was brief, it was very powerful, it was strong, but as quick as it started is as quick as it ended. Maybe you came from different towns, maybe you came from different backgrounds, maybe you just went in different directions, because sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. But I do pick up a reconnecting here. And this feels like picking up where you left off, like no time has passed, but I feel like there's been at least 25 years time in between the last time you saw this person. This feels really, really nostalgic. It feels, I'm hearing that Adele song, When We Were Young. I feel like this is a reconnection of some sort. Whether this is something that's going to be long lasting, I'm not sure yet. But I do feel like this is going to be very intimate. I feel like there's going to be a sense of bonding. So it's just up to you guys and how you work on the situation, or how you've worked on yourselves. We've got party and having fun. Let your hair down. I feel like the connection that you're in, even if you've stepped away or you haven't stepped away yet, it's irrelevant. I feel like this is a message for both parties that I've picked up on today. I feel like you need to find that fun again. I feel like you haven't had fun for so long, you don't know what it is to have fun anymore. It's like being in a connection that's heavy and that's, that is borderline. Well, it's unfair, isn't it? So it isn't borderline unfair, it's unfair. Being in a connection that's so heavy, that's unfair, that's one-sided, it does take a toll on you. It takes a toll on your self-confidence. It takes a toll on how you are and where you are and what you want to do. And I feel like Spirit's encouraging you to kind of step out again. Maybe the old way of doing things, because you may have been in this connection for a couple of years or a number of years, and so things have changed. Like the last 5 years, 5 years ago, things were completely different. Pre-COVID, things were completely different. So Spirit wants to encourage you to step out and find what makes you happy again. I like the little gold leaf flecks on that beach. It's so lovely. But this is taking time out. I'm hearing some of you may be booking to get away as well. I feel like some of you may be booking to go away around the summer. You may meet this person while you're doing that. We've got grave, no second chances. So I reckon over the next 3 weeks or so, no matter what's going on, whether you've stepped away, whether you haven't stepped away, whatever your situation is, because it's all going to be different, it's a general reading. I feel like over the next few weeks, it's dead and buried. It's a done deal. You've called back your energy, you've stepped away, you've moved forward, and you've chosen yourself. But for the very small number of you where your person will put to bed their really crappy behaviour or their sort of nonchalant way of doing things, or kind of making you feel like they don't really care, I feel like this person, there's a couple of you, your person is going to step up. There is a couple of you that will not, because I'm drawn to the flower there as well. And so, I know you normally leave flowers there, but I feel like this is where something new's growing out of something no longer. And so this person, I do feel like a couple of your your person will bury some bad behaviour traits that they have. But for the majority of you, you're stepping away from the situation and you will bloom. I do feel a bit like anxious, because I feel like a lot of you may have been thinking about this for quite some time, but out of fear you might not have wanted to move forward, because realistically, you look at the dating scene out there and it's just like you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my god, I can't go back out into that. But you're being asked to date yourself for a little while. If you haven't booked a holiday, I feel like the majority of you here is, you're looking at some sort of break around the summertime, whether that's around the UK or around your local area or around your local beach, wherever that is. I feel like you are most definitely looking to kind of get away, even if it's just a weekend. We've got non-committal and independent. So for a good few of you, where love's concerned, I feel like you are most definitely committing to yourself. You're not looking for something else with someone else. You're looking to kind of be independent and flow with yourself. Get to know yourself again. Get to know what makes you laugh, what makes you tick. This is probably where the party and the having fun comes into things. Like, it doesn't have to be like a proper party, but it's you finding what makes you happy. You're on a search of yourself. I feel like this is like Spirit wants to congratulate. I'm hearing congratulations, because I feel like a lot of the relationships that you've had so far have not been the best, have not been the greatest, but each and every one of those relationships have led you to the point of going inwards. And look, you can kick yourself and say, oh, I could have learnt that sooner, or I should have done this a lot sooner. But we do it when we're meant to do it, and we don't do it before that. And that's the end of it. And so you're in the right place at the right time. You're doing what is right for you. And so for those of you who are stepping away from friends or family because you're not actually in a connection, I do think that you're finding your peace, you're finding a new group, or you're finding your soul tribe, I'm hearing. People that kind of vibe with you spiritually, because I feel like a few of you have definitely gone through a rebirth of some sort over the last few months. Maybe you've gone through several rebirths, and maybe this is your first one. It's all going to be different for all of you, but at the same time, this has brought you closer to your to you finding your home in yourself, rather than looking for it in other places with other people. All right, so I am going to move on to because it's just cut dead. I'm going to move on to the work and career part of your reading. But for the majority of you here that have come to this reading and this resonates with, you're finding yourself. If you want... Right, yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to wrap it up quickly. For those of you, for whatever the situation is where your love life is concerned, or where matters of the heart is concerned, no matter what is going on in your life, you're moving forward with yourself. And over the next few weeks, things are changing. You're cutting ties, you're saying goodbye to things that no longer serve you, you're moving forward, and you're choosing you, which is really important. You're also in the energy of starting a new cycle. So whether you've decided to step away or not yet, or whatever you've decided to do, it will be your decision. You're looking at over the next few weeks for that to change. If your partner's going to step up and do the right thing, you're looking at seeing an improvement over the next few weeks as well. So by February, March, you would have seen an improvement fully 100% in their behaviour. And by the end of January, that's when you'll start to see them actually take things seriously and see them being a bit more what's the word I'm looking for? A bit more considerate of you and of this connection. So you're going to start seeing improvements in your person if your person is, meant to go along with you on this next phase of your journey. If not, then you won't see any improvement at all. The person won't have done anything about anything, and you'll have your answer. So guys, I'm going to jump straight into the other part of the reading, and I will see you in a bit. Grand Rising, my little cherubs. Well, this is the work portion of the collective reading for January. So we've got here, for the majority of you, the energy that I picked up was that you are sort of satisfied, or more satisfied with work than you are with your love life. I feel like you're not rich, by any means, but you're eating and the bills are paid, and that's, to be honest with you, it's better than most at the moment. Work seems to be where you're content, although a few of you are wanting to spread your wings. Spirit is asking that you be present. Make a list of steps in the direction that you want to be in and take your time. There's no rush. For those that are not happy at work or are not working at all, you're being asked to look around and take a moment to take everything in. Think about where you want to go and what you want to do, and then take the steps in the direction that you want to go. Whatever your situation, take comfort in the fact that you are exactly where you should be at this time. I also picked up, though, for a few of you that are in the workplace, you've got some gossip, some deception, somebody spinning long tales, giving bad information. I'm also picking up that while you've got multiple priorities and a lot of work on your desk, or a heavy workload, I feel like you're managing that, even though there is a little bit of conflict where this person is concerned. I'm picking up very strong kind of immature vibes, maybe like the Page of Swords in the reverse or something, but it's immature. It's someone who gossips, someone who is a little bit on the sneaky side. I'm also picking up that there's also someone in the workplace that wants to win at all costs. So you're looking at somebody who is kind of, like I was picking up bad information, giving terrible advice. Maybe somebody wants your job or wants your role. I feel like there have been disagreements for a few of you in the workplace. And if you're not actually in the workplace and you're working from home, then this would be disagreement with some sort of supervisor, not quite a manager, somebody who thinks they've got more power than they actually have. But either way, at the moment, you're still finding more contentment than you are, more contentment in work than you are in your love life. Even if it is all of that. Because for some of you where it's like that and things are gossipy and backstabby and stuff like that, you're also having a really bad time in your home life where, like, your partner's probably not picking up the slack. If you've got a family and your partner's at home and you've got children, you kind of feel a bit like a single mum with an extra child. So work in a way is kind of a relief from that. Let's pull some cards and see what comes up. Right. Spirit, what have we got for those who are working? What's coming up in January for those who are working, please, Spirit? What's coming up in January? Right. So we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse. If you can't focus on that. We have got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. And we have got the Sun in reverse. Now, even the Sun in reverse is it's not a bad card. It's not a bad thing. It's meaning things will end on a higher note. Probably not the highest of notes. But yeah, I feel like there is, there's a struggle here, an inner struggle where the Nine of Wands is concerned. I do feel like you having a lot more on your workload or a lot more work on your desk is kind of causing some sort of exhaustion, making you feel sort of overwhelmed. Oh, we've got the Five of Wands wasn't reversed. Sorry, it was the right way up. I do feel here that this is... this is that competition that I was talking about when I was picking up that there is some sort of there's somebody there in the workplace that wants your job or is kind of doing things to sabotage you in some way. I feel like this person's being quite petty as well. While you're sort of diligent and working on yourself and working at your role, whatever your role is, you're hard at work, you've got high standards, you're paying attention to every detail. Like you can see him hammering away at his little pentacle at the desk, and he's diligently putting that star or that pentagram, but that star on on the coin. I feel like you have definitely got a high level of skill. This person isn't necessarily a boss. They want your job, but they couldn't do it. And if you're working from home and you're dealing with a supervisor that thinks they're above it all, they still don't know all there is to know about the job, or even nowhere near your level of what you know about the job. I feel like somebody's trying to push you out of this job in some respects. For those of you that are at work and that haven't got this kind of backstabby situation going on, and that are quite content a little bit at what's going on, you're kind of, in a way, wanting to spread your wings a bit still, because this feels like you've been there for a little while. This feels like you know what you're doing. You've mastered your role. You've moved around a bit in the company or the organisation, and you've kind of, you've seen all there is to see. You've done all there is to do, and you kind of just want to move on to greener pastures, maybe something fresh. And for a small amount of you want to actually move on to do your own thing. I do feel like, up till this point, maybe towards the close of last year or 2024, you were sort of feeling a little bit low about things. Maybe a little bit down. But I feel like you're working on turning this the right way up. I feel like you're wanting to nurture your inner child and kind of take a step back from whatever the situation is going on at work. And this is probably to do with the backstabbing side of things. But for the most part, you're trying to lead with a positive mindset and not give in to the negative side of things. Okay, so there we go. We've got the King of Swords here, and this is about mental clarity. This is about a strategy. This is about putting a plan together, using your mind to do things, being honest about your next move. I feel like a few of you will be stepping away from whatever job or role this is that you're involved in. I feel like you've outgrown that situation. You want something that's going to challenge you. For those of you who are not working right now or who are not happy at their job, you are in a place where you're, over the next... Thank you. I'm hearing by sort of the 4th of February, you're in the motion of putting pen to paper or rewriting your CV, sorting out your cover letter, making sure you've dotted your I's and you've crossed your T's. And you're learning how to be reliable for yourself as well, to show up for yourself. Because I think a few of you may have been a little bit depressed about not working, feeling a little bit low and, being a bit pessimistic about things. But I feel like between now and the 4th of February, you are moving into, taking charge of your space, of your life. Being honest with yourself. And I think sometimes when we're in a place of solitude, or we've gone through a time of rebirth, or we're not able to earn the money that we want to earn or whatever, we start to feel like we lose sense of our value in some respects. And I feel like during this time, you need to also change your perspective and realise that, there is a time and place. It doesn't mean you're any less valuable just because you're not working at the moment. It just means you've gone through a period of healing, or you've gone through a period of adjustment or a time of change, and you're trying to find your feet again. Don't measure your journey by anybody else's, I'm hearing. You're definitely going to put yourself in the role of, being the leader in your own life, and being in charge of your feelings, your emotions. We've got here the 3 of Cups. So I do pick up there is going to be a time to celebrate. So for those of you who aren't working at the moment and you want to be working, I feel like you will have a reason to celebrate. I also pick up that for those of you who are stepping out and spreading your wings and trying to branch into something for yourself, I do feel here that there is going to be a cause for you to celebrate between now and maybe the next 3 months. Or on the 3rd of the 3rd. I feel like you're going to have time to celebrate with your friends and your family. Because whatever this collaboration is, whatever this new venture is, I feel like it's, I feel like you're happy doing it. You know it's going to be hard work. You know it's going to be difficult. And it's going to be a different venture for all of you because it's a general reading. But I feel like this is where you're going to find your happiness. I also feel like maybe it's more than one of you that may be going into this new venture. It could be 3 of you. So we've got here the 3 of Swords, and where work's concerned, I feel like this feels like being stabbed in the back. This feels like disloyalty. I feel like for a few of you that have been dealing with this this immature energy, this energy that likes to gossip and talk badly or give bad advice, I feel like, you may have made the mistake of thinking this person was a friend. And may I remind people that go to work to a 9 to 5, your colleagues are not your friends. They are your work colleagues. Their loyalty doesn't lie to you. Do you get it? And I feel like you've discovered that the hard way. But with the 3 of Swords, you've got all these little knives going into the heart. It hurts, it's painful, but you've also got the rain in the background. And I've always thought that this has been like a cleansing. This feels like a washing away. So as much as it was a painful situation, you might have felt a bit embarrassed. There might be a little bit of grief involved, or a little bit of pain, or whatever. Bit of confusion. I feel like the rain comes in to wash all of that away. And you've learned the hard way, like I said, that your colleagues are not your friends. They are your colleagues. Alright? Spirit wants you to kind of, this is the 8 of Swords in reverse, Spirit wants you to hold off. In regard to, if you're leaving a job, or if you're looking to step away from a job, Spirit wants you to hold off until at least April. Because I feel like if you jump too soon, I feel like there'll be a period of time where you're delayed, or where you're stagnant, and I feel like that won't be great for you, because I feel like at the moment you're making ends meet. But I do feel like here, there might be a small delay, because this is the 8 of Wands in the reverse, and while things are moving, it might not be moving in the direction you want it to move in. But where work is concerned, Spirit wants you to kind of, if you're there and you're at work, just wait until sort of April, or Aries season, which is kind of the end of March. I'm sure it's the end of March, beginning of April as well. So yeah, it would make sense whenever Aries season falls, because I'm not an astrologer. But I also feel like a few of you have been very sort of lackluster, low motivation, a lack of energy. And I feel like this might be down to sort of your mental state and how you're seeing things. Like I was picking up, a few of you may have tied your sense of worth into work and not having a job, or into work and having a job that might not be earning you the money that you know that you deserve. Any advice? Any more advice, Spirit? What do they need to do in regards to work? What does the collective need to do in regard to work? Oh, I've got the 10 of Cups here. So at some point, your cups will be filled. At some point, you will be where you want to be. Spirit is saying to you to kind of shake it off. I'm hearing shake it off. Taylor Swift. I don't even listen to Taylor Swift. But I'm hearing shake it off. Shake it off. Whatever this vibe is that you've got, this low vibration, or whatever this thought, this doubtful feeling about yourself that you've got, you need to kind of shake it off. Try and see if you can find your fulfillment and your happiness of where you are right now, in order to be grateful and have gratitude for where you want to be later. You know, appreciate where you are now, count your blessings, because you're not exactly going hungry. You know, could things be better? Yeah, of course they could be. Whether you're working or you're not working, you're not exactly going hungry. For a few of you that may be going hungry, there is help. All right, though I don't think there's there's always going to be somebody that's worse off than someone else. And you know, I would advise visiting a food bank if you need to. But for the majority of you that have come to this reading, you're not going hungry. All right, you've at least got a meal a day. So count your blessings, because you could be going hungry and you're not. I feel like you at the moment, try and find comfort in your family, in your friends. Be present in where you in what you have now. Be present in your moment, in the now. There's nothing much you can do about yesterday. There's nothing much you can do about tomorrow. But you've only got control of what's happening now. So if you want a better future, or a better tomorrow, you've got to put the steps in for that. Okay, so for instance, if you do nothing between now and March, then between March and April, nothing will happen. Do you get it? If you do whatever you need to do between now and March, like update your CV, update your skills, sort out your mental health and stuff like that, because for a few of you, you might need to sort your mental health out. I'm hearing mental health. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but you know, you might need to change your perspective or sort out how you're thinking and how you're feeling. For those of you that take those steps, by the time April, May and June come, you're in a completely different situation than what you would have been had you not done anything at all, you know, or April, May and June. In regards to career, what else have we got to say to the collective? Okay, so you're being asked to organise your space. All right. When the Two of Pentacles is in reverse, this is a lack of balance. This is being disorganized. Things being everywhere, not being able to be in a peaceful space. Not like, for a few of you, you need to tidy up. Seriously. And if I'm saying that, well, and I'm not exactly the most organized person, but you need to be organized. You're going to be as productive as your space is. You're going to be as on the money as your space is. And so it's a bit like dressing for the job you want in some respects. You've got to reflect where you want to be. So start with the bathroom, or start with a small room or whatever, but get organised. Get things sorted out. Get rid of things that no longer work or no longer are useful to you. And I feel like that's going to help a lot of you that are in a situation where, you know, you're kind of struggling to maybe find a job, or struggling to step into a situation where you're being paid the value that you know you should be paid, but you're not representing that energy. It's a bit like when you want to date somebody and you are really kind of, I don't know, you know, you really want to date someone, you really want to, well, that energy of kind of desperation or need, it's not exactly the most attractive energy or vibration to be in, and people kind of tend to be repelled by that. It's the same sort of principle where work and career is involved. You might know what you deserve and stuff like that, but if you're not acting like that, then it's missed. Do you get what I mean? I hope it makes sense to somebody. I feel like a few of you have got some past resentments and stuff like that. I was just dropping cards all over the place. I feel like a lot of you have got some past resentments. I feel like some of you got some childhood wounds and stuff like that, which may have hindered you and may sort of hinder the way that you view yourself and the way that you view work, the way that you view money, all of that type of thing. But I feel like, you know, you're not exactly responsible for the things that happen to you 100%. You're not, because the people do some mean shit. but you are responsible for healing. You're responsible in how you deal with that, past that. So you know, you could have gone through 101 different things until this point, but you've also survived 101 things to this point. So instead of thinking about all the things that have happened to kind of lead you off your path or block you or whatever, and in that way kind of creating more blocks, your best bet is to kind of look at it like, well, you know what, it's happened. How am I going to deal with that? What next move am I going to take in order to change the way that feels? And how am I going to maneuver? Some of you need to keep a journal or keep a diary so you can figure out what it is that's blocking you, because a few of you don't know. So where work's concerned and where your career is concerned, a few of you are struggling to kind of get to that position where you're where you want to be, whether it's for business for yourself, whether it's in regards to the job that you have or the title you have. A lot of you are not where you want to be because you're not able to really see yourself in that position, you know. So if you keep a journal, you'll be able to figure out what it is that's bothering you, heal that part of yourself that bothers you, so then you can kind of really step into yourself, realize your worth, and not accept anything less. So I think that part of your reading for work and career, I hope it makes sense to some of you, is pretty much done and dusted. I'm going to move on to the next stage, but before I move on to the next stage, let me know how this resonates with you and if you like this style of reading. If you do, I'll do more of them like it, and if not, I'll just go back to the old way of reading. I'm just trying to find my niche again, trying to find my, I don't know, find myself again, I guess. And so I'm just going to, you know, keep going until that feels right. But yeah, let me know how you feel about the way that I've done it this time round, and I'll move forward from there, because it's as much your channel as it is mine. All right, so that's that bit, and I'm going to move on to your money and your finances. Grand Rising, my little cherubs, welcome back. So this is the finance and money part of the collective reading. Like I mentioned in the first part, in case you skipped, because I'm going to put timestamps for the different portions. If you like this style of reading that I'm doing, I'm trying to change it up a little bit, let me know in the comment section and I'll keep at it. But if not, I'll try something else, because I'm still trying to find myself again. All right, or maybe I'll go back to the original way of reading, who knows. Anyway, I've got a little bit of a download here, Chicken Scratch. I'm going to read that for you, and we will proceed. So, where finances are concerned, I feel like you want to be financially independent, able to not only take care of your wants and necessities, but to also be generous to others. You want to help others in need. You're also healing your relationship with money. Back in the day, you may have overspent to feel better emotionally, or oversaved because of an imaginary rainy day. Although rainy day is not really imaginary, but I heard imaginary, so that's what I've got to go with. Right, where was I? Imaginary rainy day. Or not having so much as a child. No matter what the situation is, as it's going to be different for all of you, because this is a general reading, you're analysing the way that you view money. For a few of you here, you're also healing a people-pleasing tendency where cash is concerned. You've been overgiving to friends, lovers and family members. Sorry, you've been overgiving, and friends, family and lovers have taken advantage, whatever order I read that in the first time is the right order, have taken advantage of your kindness. You've given your last many times, but you're also sort of learning now how to use your discernment and not fall for every story that you hear. If you're not quite there yet, you will be. So I'm going to pull some cards and we'll see what your finances are looking like for the month of January. Spirit, what is January's finances looking like for the collective, please? What messages have you got in regard to their finances for the collective for January? So I've got here, we've got the 8 of Swords, and we have also got the 6 of Wands. All right. So with the 8 of Swords, you've got this lady. She stands there, if you can see her. She's got a blindfold on, and she is, you know, in these swords. But she's not completely trapped in the swords. She is, you know, she's there, but she doesn't have to be there. The ropes are not exactly the tightest. She could move up to one of those swords. she could find a way out of it. She doesn't necessarily have to be out of it. She could just walk forward. But it's like having these negative self-doubts, these negative thoughts and feelings that kind of keep you imprisoned mentally. And I feel like where finances are concerned, for a few of you that are, trying to heal your relationship with money, I feel like this is, this was you in the past, and for a few of you this is you in the present, kind of stuck by past beliefs and habits. But I feel like you're at this point where you're walking forward, that she's taking steps forward, whether or not she can see where she's going or not. She's trusting the process. Spirit is asking you to kind of, for a few of you that might be in a bit of a financial bind, try not to feel sorry for yourself during this time, because I feel like where we are where we need to be. I do feel like maybe this is kind of weighing you down a little bit financially. I feel like you do feel a little bit isolated and stuff like that. However, we've got the Six of Wands here, so you're going to have a victory over this situation. To keep going in the right direction. I feel like once you've healed your relationship, or your past relationship or views of money, finances, and I feel like for a few of you as well, being on a spiritual journey, I feel like a few of you have kind of got this belief, whether it's right or wrong, but you've got this belief where if you're spiritual, then you kind of can't be rich, or you can't be comfortable or well off, when realistically that's not necessarily the case. I feel like for a few of you, you may have to break a vow of poverty, and that's easily done if you get yourself some brown paper, or any paper really, but I prefer brown, and you kind of write down that you release yourself from, I'm sure there's something on Google that you can use, or something on YouTube that you can use that can help you release your vow of poverty. I can't remember where I got mine from, but it was years ago, and I can't remember what I'd written down, to be quite honest with you. I should have wrote it down somewhere else and kept it, but I didn't. I feel like you are going to be getting good news as well. I feel like for a few of you, there is unexpected money coming in for you. Surprise. I'm hearing surprise. Sorry. So a few of you may be receiving some monies from an unexpected source that you don't, that's going to help you to have victory over some sort of situation that you're in. I feel like good fortune's on its way. The Six of Wands is a card of fortune. It's a card of recognition, of rewards. We've got the Three of Pentacles. Working together. Building something. Something that's got longevity. Something that's secure. I feel like this is going to be you building towards your goals, towards your long-term... to get long-term rewards, sorry. I'm hearing by August, so between sort of June and August, I feel like you are going to financially be in a much better situation than you're in. Your diligence and your hard work will definitely be paying off with what the Eight of Pentacles. I do feel like a few of you have been mastering your skills, have been mastering the way that you think and the way that you see things, the way that you approach situations, also your reactions to things. And I do feel like you've got the potential to, at this point, get anything off the ground. And we've got 8 again, so this is 8-8. And we have also got the King of Cups. So emotionally balanced and compassionate. This is somebody who is balanced and supportive. So I do feel like you wanting to help other people you're going to be able to do that. But I feel like you're going to be doing that from a place where you're balanced and you are using your discernment. Whereas I was saying in the download earlier on, I feel like a few of you may have had people pleasing tendencies where you may have helped people like pay their rent or help someone do something at the expense of yourself. And I feel like whatever you've lost or whatever you've spent, Spirit's going to be returning tenfold for you. Because I feel like you're coming from a place, like I said, of kind of using your discernment, being balanced. You can be supportive, but you don't have to be overgiving. You can empathise with somebody in their situation, but you don't have to do that at the expense of yourself. I'm hearing giving somebody your batty to shit out your ribs. I'm so sorry, but it's a saying that we've got in my community. My mum used to say that quite a lot as well, where, you know, you can't give someone your batty to shit out your ribs, which means you cannot go without. You can't give someone what you ain't got, or give someone your last, or give someone the shirt off your back when you're going to be freezing yourself. We've got the Ace of Wands. Smashing card to get in regard to finances. I feel like this is going to be growth, new opportunities, the potential for brand new beginnings. This is going to be whatever action you put into these new beginnings, whatever action you put in towards your finances and into rewards of a financial nature is what you're going to be getting back. All right. Sometimes we may fall ourselves into thinking that we're giving all we've got and the world's against us and all that type of, it's a bit of a victim mentality. But I feel like you're going to be putting in the steps that's necessary. Whatever gifts that's coming from the divine or from the universe, you are going to be grabbing with both your hands. For a good few of you that were artists or that were creative in some way, you've had like a blank space for a while. I feel like there's been a lack of you being able to create new opportunities or to create wealth or abundance for yourself or to create new projects or to create art pieces. A few of you were selling art. A few of you may have been showing your art in galleries, and it kind of slowed down over the last couple of years to probably non-existent. I feel like a few of you are going to be getting a brand new lease of life in regard to that, a brand new creative spark. But whatever the situation is, there is going to be new opportunities for growth, new opportunities for abundance. I feel like we've got the world here, and we've got completion, accomplishment, wholeness. I picked up earlier on in this reading, in the love portion of the reading, that there is going to be some sort of travel. And I feel like this is also confirmation for that. But I also feel here that, there's an end of cycles. You're closing things out. I feel like you've stopped taking shortcuts because they only cause delays. When you were younger, you might have tried those little too good to be true things that used to be in the newspapers. When you used to get newspapers. I don't think you get newspapers so much anymore. But the things that, you used to get, like these little opportunities that seem way too good to be true. And I feel like you've given up on doing any of that because there are no shortcuts. You know that you've got to go through a certain process in order to complete cycles. So whatever those cycles are, where finances are concerned, you're putting a close to all of that. So you change in the way that you think of things, you change in the way you spend, change in the way you save, change in all of your whole outlook where money and finances are concerned. I feel like this is going to bring a celebration. I feel like this is going to be bringing in a brand new cycle for you. A lot of you are going to end up being quite wealthy and you just don't know it yet. And a couple of you think that maybe you're a bit too old for that to happen. I'm hearing 62. But no. Anything can happen at any time. And we've got the moon in the reverse. So this is a release. This is letting go. This is like things that are being like done in the dark, or things that are sort of a mystery. Any illusions, those things are being taken away. I feel like it's a releasing of fear. I also feel like with this card, a lot of the things that you may have been insecure about in regard to finances and stuff like that, I feel like that will change. For a couple of you, I feel like something's been hidden from you. Maybe something that you've been entitled to, something that was already ordained or written for you. Maybe this is some sort of inheritance or a will. I feel like there is something that is most definitely coming to light. I'm hearing what's done in the dark will come out in the day. I feel like this is the end to the inner confusion that you might have been having. So I feel like somebody was hiding something financially from you. Maybe they were hiding what they were spending. Maybe they were hiding what you were owed or what you were due to be getting, what was rightfully yours. There's unexpected money, like I picked up earlier on, coming from an unexpected place. Maybe you didn't even realise you were in this person's will, but there is definitely something coming up for you in the way of money. So look, yeah, we've got the Seven of Swords. So somebody was definitely lying. Somebody was definitely betraying you in some way, keeping something from you. This was done strategically. This was, this is a little trickster. This is somebody, though, who thought that they had crossed all their T's and dotted all their I's. This is somebody who thought that they were going to get away with it. This was fraud in some respects. So maybe there was an inheritance and somebody's been trying to cut you out in some way. Maybe they don't feel like you deserve what you're supposed to get. But this person's making away with all these swords, but they've left two behind because they can't carry it all. So they got greedy, can't carry it all, left behind a trail of evidence. And it is what it is. And I hope it was worth it for them, because they're about to get themselves caught. You're looking at anywhere between now and April. Oh, silly, silly sausage. I'm hearing silly sausage. And for this person who did steal something from you financially, or took something from you and didn't pay it back, or even loaned something, even with this deception card, loaned for something from you, lied about what that loan was for, and they also didn't pay it back, so they stole from you, because that, had you known what that money was for, you would not have given it to them. But this person's going to be burdened. We have got the Ten of Wands. So, this person has stolen 5 swords and left 2 behind. And now they've got 10 big... Or is it 10? Yes, 10 of Wands. They've got 10 big sticks they've got to carry up the road all the time. Overloaded. This is somebody who's, getting their karma. So whatever the situation is where this money was concerned, if this was somebody who tried to defraud you out of your inheritance, or tried to betray you in some way, if this was somebody who lent money from you and lied to you about what that loan was for, and then spent it somewhere else and then didn't give it back to you, if this person had tricked you out of something, karma's knocking their door and they're carrying a heavy load. And for the majority of them, they're so flipping deluded that they don't even understand why this is happening. And the more this delusion is over them, the heavier this weight will become, because you have to know why a lot of the time you're getting this karma. If you've taken things from somebody with in a fraudulent way, because if you lie to somebody and about a loan, or you lie to somebody about money that you need for a specific reason, when really and truly you don't need it for that, and you spend it somewhere else frivolously, or you spend it on some other debt which that person would not have lent you the money for, then in effect what you've done is you've stolen from somebody, you've tricked somebody out of something. If you've done this with somebody's inheritance or whatever, then that's what you've done. But like I picked up earlier on, there's money coming from an unexpected source. So whether this person gives you this money back because they realise, their karma's a piece of shit until they pay you back their money, or pay you back the money that you're owed, or whether this is somebody who tricked you out of your inheritance or tried to fraud you in some way, they're getting their karma 100%. And I don't feel like they're, I feel like there isn't really an end in sight until this person realises what they've done to kind of cause this to fall on themselves. This person was committed to taking from you financially. Whatever was taken from you will be returned tenfold. And we've got the Lovers here. And where finances are concerned, this for me is like financial harmony or alignment. A partnership, a partnership that's equal. Some sort of contract that's being signed, something that's going to be quite fruitful or quite abundant for you. And we've got the sunshine in the background. You can just see it above that angel there. This is going to be an abundant partnership where the values are aligned. And I feel like it's, when I was picking up earlier on that, maybe there's a business or something that you're going into. Oh God, this might have been for the work. So if you've watched this whole reading through, then this bit will make sense to you. There's a partnership that came up, or a new business or a new venture that came up in the work and career part of this reading, and it was the Three of Cups, where I think it was like a three, like for a few of you it's going to be a business or a venture that you start where it's going to be more than one of you, and again I'm picking up here, this is what for me what was confirming that card from earlier on. And I feel like this is a commitment to a better future. Because I know this is the Lovers, but I'm also seeing the Two of Cups. So I'm seeing a very strong partnership. The partnership is going to be honest. This is the King of Swords here. It's going to be honest. This is going to be good leadership for the two of you. The two of you will lead and direct this venture or this company or whatever it is. But where finances are concerned as well, because I feel like this is all tied in, obviously, because it's the same reading. I do feel like this person or this business venture or whatever, or whoever it is that stole from you, whoever it is that tricked you out of money, whoever it is that tried to steal your inheritance, justice is coming down on this person or these people. So like I said, it will all be returned. If you're going into partnership with somebody over the next few months, I feel like this is going to be a very solid partnership. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Good luck. We've got karma. At the end of the day, the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favour. What goes up must come down. And so I feel like you're in the season of things going in your favour. You're no longer at the bottom of that wheel. You're like the chariot at the top of it. You're moving forward. You're moving on to greener pastures, onto a more fruitful period of time. Your finances, by June, July, your finances are definitely in a much better position than what they were in. And by the close of 2025, you're looking at around sort of November, which is sort of Sagittarius season. Yeah, November, December, Sagittarius season. You are in a much better financial position. I feel like by this point you've picked off all the barnacles, the cockles and the whelks of life. Nothing sticking to your crystal beautiful mermaid skin and weighing you down or hindering your movement in any way, shape or form. You've cleared out the old, you're moving forward with the new, and financially that's going to open up your financial doors of abundance for you. You're also going into some sort of team, or you're working with some sort of team in order to build something or to create something. A few of you are looking into creating some sort of new system where, like, I don't know, dog food's concerned, or whatever it is, where it's bath salts, whatever it is. You're looking at a new way of delivering that or of creating that. And a few of you are going to be a pioneer for something completely brand new. So financially, by the close of this year, you are in a hell of a lot of better position than you were in at the end of last year and at the beginning of this year. What was taken from you will be returned. Your finances are looking up. Whoever it is that's meant to get karma in regard to you will be getting that karma. There is an unexpected source of money coming in for a few of you as well. So whether that's inheritance or something that someone's taken from you and was supposed to give back, it doesn't matter. It's coming in for you. Right, so that has been that part of the reading. Again, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know if you like the way I've done this particular reading. There will be timestamps in the bottom for each section, but I again suggest that you watch the whole reading because it's all tied into itself. Obviously it's the same reading, isn't it? But I've separated it just in case you wanted to click the different parts in whatever order you want to click them, but also because I was encouraged to do it that way. So that's just the way that I've done it this time. Anyway, you guys have an amazing January. Hopefully I'll be back towards the end of January to do February's, but if not, I'll see you on the flip side, because I'm just going to go with the flow and see how I feel. No pressure. So again, I'm not monetized here either, so if you do want to leave a donation for the channel which goes towards buying cards and stuff like that, please feel free. The details are in the description box below. All right guys, have an amazing January. Take care of yourselves.